And now to that rather startling video from Pleasant Grove that we got into our newsroom Monday. It's getting a lot of attention and response on social media.
So in the video, you hear and see a group of people on New Year's Eve in Pleasant Grove firing rifles into what they believe is an embankment in front of a wooded area. But it's a road, Park Road in fact, just beyond that, and one car was actually hit by a bullet. Thankfully, though, no one was injured.
Now, in the video, you can also see someone holding a toddler as the shooting was happening. Investigators have recovered numerous shell casings from that scene, and so far, one person has been arrested.
Joining us in studio to talk about this is Pleasant Grove Police Chief Danny Reed. Chief, good morning.
Good morning.
First of all, walk us through how y'all discovered this video.
Well, somebody posted it on Facebook. And they put out their criminal act on social media. And so, being the good stewards of law enforcement, we seized that immediately and wanted to start looking into, who did this.
So when you first saw it, did you know exactly where that was and the danger that it was imposing there?
We knew kind of where it was, and so myself and another detective went out and kind of surveyed the scene, and then we realized that where they were shooting from was actually an elevated position.
Okay.
And so while they may have thought they were shooting toward the ground, they were actually shooting directly into the roadway.
Oh, goodness. All right, so now the vehicle that was hit by a bullet, was that reported first and then you put the two together, or how did that come about?
We didn't find out about that till the next day. Okay. We got a call and they said, hey, I was hit by gunfire, and we put the two that was the time it got hit, that was the location it got hit. The bullet we recovered out of the car was consistent with shell casings and a live round that we found at the scene of the shooting.
Did they know that it was a bullet that hit their car, or they just didn't know what was happening?
I don't know. And see, that's what's scary. You don't know until you're hit. And so they didn't know it hit their car, but I mean, we're only a few feet away from that ruining a lot of lives.
And so this was New Year's Eve, and do you think it was celebratory gunfire, or we still don't know yet?
I mean, one would have to assume it happened around midnight on New Year's Eve. Okay. It was celebratory. What I find disheartening is people don't think it's okay to go out and do this in May or June or whatever, but because it's a holiday, all bets are off and we can just go create reckless behavior.
As we're rolling the video, talk about to you, and that's an idea of where that road is, right?
Yeah, the trajectory, yeah.
Correct.
So that's where and then there's a child that was nearby. So there was a lot going on here.
Yes, ma'am.
Some people may think, well, they made a mistake, they didn't know what they were doing, but you say there's a bigger issue.
Oh, I think they absolutely know what they're doing. I mean, you see a couple of them reload and go back into firing. I mean, so they know what they're doing. It's just the outright reckless behavior, the taught behavior, because what does that child do? We emulate what our parents do. We emulate what big people do. And so to see them out there doing this, what does that child think? This is okay? And we know it's not okay.
Yeah, because every now and then I like to go practice at a range. I'm not going to bring a toddler out to the shooting range. Is that kind of your thought process there too?
Yeah, that was terrible. I have a little boy, and this terrifies me that he was out there in such close proximity, brass flying around, just how loud it would be. He doesn't understand. This is, unless he's seen it before and he's not as as worried about it.
Maybe desensitized.
Correct.
In some way, yeah.
The fact that something worse did not happen is really fortunate.
By the grace of God, no one was
could have
hit.
Happened.
So much bad could have happened. Not only to the person who potentially have been hit, but these people aren't really intending to shoot people.
Sure.
But their reckless behavior is just so outside the norm that bad things happen, and then their lives are ruined. So over what? New Year's Eve, and let's go fire some guns off? What's the point?
Private area, in an unincorporated area of a city, maybe that's okay if it's in an embankment, something that is protected, but in this particular situation, not so. Talk about the city ordinance, though, and what kind of charges could be filed against others who are involved with this.
Well, we definitely have discharging a firearm within the city limits. That goes without saying. But then it's reckless behavior. It's reckless endangerment. They're firing directly onto an active roadway with cars traveling that road. Your behavior is so reckless in nature, you're a danger to the public.
Do you think that over time, we've talked about it, maybe they don't watch the news, but you would think over time there has been talk of that celebratory gunfire is illegal and it's dangerous, that people would realize that this is against the law and it is dangerous?
Oh, I think they know it's against the law. These crimes are really hard to stop. I mean, typically in one of these instances, you have somebody run out in their backyard and they shoot their guns, they run back in real quick. And by the time the police get there, it's long been happened, and we don't know anything about it. We don't know who shot. We can't do much about it. So what we need is the community to become outraged. We need those nosy neighbors to look out their windows and then not be afraid to say, yep, my neighbor was out there doing it, there's shell casings. So we need the community to become outraged, because, I mean, We see children get hit. We see unintended consequences from all this. And again, for what?
Do you expect more arrests to happen soon? Or
We hope so. You know, what the public don't understand, just because we can see the people in the video don't mean we know who they are. And so we need identifications of who those people are. And I'm happy to put every one of them in jail because this is so reckless in nature. So please, if y'all can help us identify who these people are, law enforcement will take it from there.
All right, well, we do have the video posted, and if someone wanted to take a look at it. Chief, thank you. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much. We're
Thank
just
y'all.
glad nobody was really hurt.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.